will be right back after a word from today's sponsor. Teachers, have you ever had a chaotic child and didn't know what to do with him? Introducing Zaps by Kmart. Just hand the child a drink of Zaps and let the drink take it away. Zaps is owned and operated by the Kmart Corporation. After drinking, if you experience the following sicknesses, then please do not contact your lawyer. Zaps is an energy drink by the Kmart Corporation. If you experience nausea, heart attacks, or dizziness, please drink more Zaps. Zaps. Easy Z's.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Well, due to god-awful ratings, well, we had to film this in our garage because they burned down the art center, so you win some, you lose some. With over 20 productions, the Willie J. Williams news team really wants to thank you for all the great support you have given us. Now on with the news. Today in the news, government official F.W. Mulder declared that UFOs are real. He was unable to be reached for further comment. Evidently, he's working on a book called Bigfoot is Real. Elon Musk offers some encouraging words of advice to anyone hoping to be on the flights to Mars. He says a bunch of people will probably die. They need to make sure they put that on the recruitment posters. You know, I listen to today's musicians, Justin Bieber, Drake, Taylor Swift, Beyonce. They just seem to be missing something that old music like Led Zeppelin, GNR, Motley Crue, and Def Leppard all had. What did they have? Cowbell. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a great show for you playing tonight. Go. After the break, we'll be joined by Jack Kirksey, who will be explaining what you choose for your favorite skit on our latest poll. We will also be joined by Mr. Jarvis and Miss Plumbly, who are both sadly retiring this year. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Hello there, I'm Representative Jack Kirksey from the Classic Collection Bundle, giving you such classics as Star Wars: A New Hope.
That's no moon. It's a space station.
Forrest Gump. The Shining. Here's Trysten.
I told you I'll be back.
The Powerful Terminator. And Ghostbusters.
Sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Hello, Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Make sure to buy your classic collection today.
Hello, joining me today is Jack Kirksey and Brandy Tran. They'll be answering a few questions about the news team and its success. So Jack, how did you start the news team?
Well, me and my friend Bennett were watching a show that was similar to the format of CNN 10, and I was just curious because I had an idea of how to edit videos and stuff, and so I thought to myself, what if we created a club that created news programs that were similar to the format of CNN 10, but the difference was that they were actually made by students for students. And so I went home that day and I researched equipment. We didn't get any of the equipment, but it kind of gave us an idea of what to look for. The next day we came in, Bennett brought in Willis, which was the worst decision of anyone's lifetime, but we actually created a program that day. I went home and edited a short intro that we never ended up using. But here's a clip of it now on the screen. We showed Mr. Horne that day, and he actually really enjoyed it. So, and that kind of, then we picked out all the girls, Jenny, Emily, Brandy, and Nylah, and later on Trysten, who would help with the video editing from time to time. And so, yeah, that's kind of how we started.
So, Brandy, what's your job for the news team?
I'm the producer, and I keep everyone on track and supervise everyone, basically.
So, Jack and Brandy, what was your favorite production over the year? Brandy, you go first.
The Christmas special is my favorite because it was fun to produce, and we got to reenact different movies.
Jack?
My favorite was the Women's History one. I thought the editing was really good. That's pretty much why I like it, because I thought the editing was the best out of any of them. It had, of course, talked about women's history at the beginning, and then we had Zachary Nowland help us with some of the skits that we did, which were Taking Care of Your Chromebook, where he fell over on a couch. I thought that was pretty funny. And the rest of it were kind of promotions for other stuff. We had This Week in History, but we also had Miss Montgomery come in and talk about the yearbook club. I think that's what I remember.
But going into more in-depth, answer, what was your favorite skit? Brandy, first again.
My favorite skit is the neck slapping skit because we got to film it, and it was fun to see Mr. Harden and Mr. Southwell slap each other.
I think my favorite was you dressing up as the Grinch. So we spent maybe 30 to 40 minutes doing wardrobe and makeup, and Miss Betsy Jones helped us with that. That was cool to see in itself. But afterwards, Willis was supposed to take Nylah. She was dressed up as Max, but they were just supposed to pretend they were putting it in a bag. But the smart boy here decided he was going to jump on top of the snowman inflatable and then proceed to beat it up. So that was funny.
Moment.
Yeah, right. And so, I mean, maybe it wasn't as funny to watch on video, but it was certainly very funny to watch in real life, and that's why it's my favorite.
Well, Brandy and Jack.
Mr. Moore agrees. So, I can see him nodding.
Don't interrupt the host. So, Brandy and Jack, thank you so much for coming out to talk to us today.
Yeah. Oh, I would like to say first, though, right after this, we're going to have me talking about a recent Instagram poll that we put up, talking about what your favorite skits were. And last place was our Take Care of Your Book skit. The skit was released along with our interview with Miss Barfield from the book club. The skit shows viewers how not to take care of their books. Next is our Wash Your Hands skit. This skit was the very first skit we ever released. This skit was released in September and was supposed to teach you to wash your hands, but also have a horror feel to it. Next is our Trysten and Willis on the Packerfield skit. This was released the week that the Colquitt County Packers faced the Valdosta Wildcats. It had a serious tone at the beginning that quickly turned into Willis making fun of Trysten, who was a Wildcat. Next was our most recent skit, the Take Care of Your Chromebook skit. This was created to teach students how to take care of their Chromebooks and why. And it also featured a guest star, Zachary Nowland. Just barely missing out on our top two was our Rhett as Kevin from Home Alone skit. This skit was featured in our Christmas special and recreated scenes from the iconic Home Alone movie. Now for our top two. We created a poll for our two winners, and here are our second and first place winners. In second place was our Willis as the Grinch skit. The skit was featured in our Christmas special as well as the Home Alone skit. The skit featured Willis dressing up as the Grinch and stealing many Christmas decorations around the school. These include both the Santa and Snowman inflatables.
And the Oscar goes to...
Bro, that's some hard, man. What's up, man? What?
That's right, Mr. Southwell and Mr. Harden's No Neck Slapping skit won first place. By far, this was the most voted skit in our Instagram poll. To celebrate, here is a never-before-seen remake of this skit.
Bro, that's some hard, man. What's up?
Boys, why are we doing this at this school? Why are we playing this slap game at this school? Because it winds up getting mad at each other, wanting to fight, want to do all these things, get in trouble, all because of a game. So why are we doing this at this school?
Well, he's always playing.
He's mad because I said somebody's mama.
Don't talk about my mama, dude.
See there? That's what I'm talking about, right?
I don't even know my
there.
mama.
We can't.
I do know your mama.
Hold on, boys. We can't even try to get along with one another. Jack, what do you think we ought to do? Boys. Hey, boy, hey, boys. All right.
See?
That's what I'm talking about.
Did it first.
Always hitting people.
Hey, hate you, man.
This is what we're going to do.
I want my woman.
This is what we're going to do.
Me and you.
William, shh. This is what we're going to do. We're going to play a little game here. So y'all like to play games? We're going to play a little game right here. So we're going to get to the bottom of this so we can get on back to class and do what we're supposed to do in school.
I'm not going back to class with him.
You don't have to go to class with him. The game is whoever has the ball is the one that does the talking. That's who's going to talk. You can't open your mouth if you don't have the ball. Understand, Andy?
Yes, sir.
Will, you understand?
Yes, sir.
The one with the ball is the one who can do the talking. Right now I have the ball, so I'm the one talking. So I'm going to pass the ball over to Will.
Man, I just don't like people hitting on me, touching on me. I know you playing around a lot of times, but it just gets old. Mr. Horne, I've asked him to stop a bunch of times, and he just thinks it's funny. And one day he's gonna get hurt. I just need him to stop. Need him to keep his hands to himself and just leave me alone. Put your hands on me, I'm gonna put my hands on you. That's what my mama told me to do. So, anyway, we used to be good friends and we played around all the time and just got serious one day. Ever since then, it's just, I mess with him, he messes with me, and we always just fight with each other. So, I leave him alone if he leaves me alone.
Okay. So what you said right there was y'all used to be good friends. Were y'all friends last week?
Yes.
Were y'all friends yesterday?
Had to ask him.
But y'all were good friends.
Yes, sir.
So then you got into talking about each other's mamas, saying things about each other's mamas, hitting on one another, and you got mad at each other. Okay. All right.
We was playing Fortnite, and he was at home and I was at home, and that's where it really started, because I beat him. And then he started talking trash on the
Y'all was sitting at home with them little headphones on, talking to one another.
And then later that night he started snapping me, and it just started from there.
And then it went on Snapchat. All right, Andy, what you got to say? You heard Will, what he said. What do you got to say about it?
So Mr. Horne, the problem is he always wants to play when he wants to play, but then when he wants to hit all these people, but when we hit him back, he gets mad. But it's all right whenever he's hitting us, but when we hit him back, he gets mad, and that ain't right. If he don't want us hitting him, then he shouldn't hit us.
Did Will hit first?
On who?
On you.
In here?
Just why y'all were here? Why? What's the reason y'all were here?
I don't remember, Mr. Horne. But he's always hitting other people first, and then he thinks that he shouldn't be hit just because his mama's Miss Connie, and that ain't right. You know, my mama's Miss Cherry, so I mean, we all got a mama's name. So you know, it is what it is. And he didn't beat me in Fortnite. We were playing in a tournament. There's a lot. I got the ball, Mr. Horne. I got the ball, Mr. Horne.
That's Cap.
See that right there? I didn't say anything.
He didn't say anything while you were talking.
Thank you, Mr. Horne. So you need to be quiet. That's what I'm talking about. You don't respect other people.
You got to talk to me, not to Will.
Yeah, he's got to respect other people, Mr. Horne. I have the ball. He's got to be quiet.
That's right. That's right.
And he had the ball twice.
Yeah, he did.
Thank you. So we were friends last week, but and I still want to be his friend, but we don't need I don't think that we're in the middle school now, so like things get out of hand too quick. And we bring stuff to school that should probably stay at home. And then when we get mad, it's so easy to put stuff on Snapchat. And then once you put it on Snapchat, everybody can see it.
That's right.
And then you can't take it back. So I probably shouldn't talk about his mom on Snapchat. And I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
Okay. All right. So Andy said something right there that's key. He said he still wants to be your friend. He said he still wants to be your friend. So do you still want to be Andy's little friend?
I do.
You do?
He's always been my best friend since pre-K. And we just let a little trash talk get in between us. But I still want to be your friend too.
So let me ask this question: How do we solve this?
Instead of playing 101 on Fortnite, I think we should unite as teammates.
Yeah, that's a start. We be teammates on Fortnite. What else can we do? What can we do at school?
Hey,
Keep our hands
to ourselves. Probably need to stay off Snapchat.
And just like talk to each other instead of like texting where everybody can see it.
That's right.
Because it's not everybody's business when we have problems.
If I got a problem, I just need to come to you to talk.
That's exactly right.
Go to an adult and let's talk together.
Instead of listening to everybody else, because all they want to do is
Snapchat and saying all this stuff that I don't really mean none of it.
True.
I'm a keyboard warrior, man. I say stuff behind a computer, but then when I get face to face, it ain't. You know,
I do the same thing.
Just a keyboard hero.
Because we get emotional and we just say things we don't really mean.
Hey, what you want our team name to be on Fortnite? Can we do a team name?
Yeah. What about Go for Hill Warriors?
Go for Hill Warriors. I like that.
You like that?
I like that.
Hey, you can be. We'll come up with different names.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
I like the Go for Hill Warrior name. That's a good name. See, we sat right here. We've worked it out. I'm not going to ask you two to hug one another, be buddies again. But what do we do when men agree on stuff?
Just bring them for real thing, man.
There we go. There we go.
Love you, man.
So, boys, I want you to go back to class. Let's have a good day, and let's drop this mess right here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No, I'm just playing, man. Just playing. We just playing. We just playing.
We have the legendary Jimbo Jarvis here tonight. So, tell us a little bit about your career.
Oh, ¿cómo están, liga? Oh, my career. Graduated from college in 1995. Could not find a music position anywhere, and all of a sudden, the doors opened up. So I got a teaching position at Willie J. Williams Middle School right in the middle of the year, 1995. And for 26 plus years now, I have been right there at Willie J. Williams Middle School teaching.
Well, why did you choose the music profession?
That's a good question. When I was in high school, actually, let's go further back. When I was in the 8th grade, I fell in love with music. Just the harmonies, the choral aspect of it. Now, I always love music. I mean, I love classic rock, So I've always been involved with music, but then I heard the harmonies of choral music, and it just did something to me. It touched me on the inside, and I fell in love with it. So when did I really decide I wanted to go into a career? Probably my 10th and 11th grade year at some point. I decided this is what I want to do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what are some highlights of your career, in your opinion?
One of the biggest highlights is I stood 2 summers ago, in the Vatican, in St. Peter's Cathedral in Italy, in Rome, and sang, was a part of the Mass while we were there, but we were also the main event for the Mass when it came to the entertainment aspect of it. But that was probably my highlight of anybody who can get to the Vatican to sing. That's an amazing event. I've stood on Carnegie Hall stage in New York City, which is supposed to be where the best of the best perform. And I had an opportunity to do that, and got an opportunity to do that next year with the a cappella choir, and we're going to take Coppell County High School to Carnegie Hall again.
Do you have any funny stories they can share?
I have quite a few funny stories. Some of my kids can probably attest to that, but gosh, man, you have to be more specific. You want me to tell one about you? No, I'm just kidding. It's not funny, actually. Oh man, I've seen some crazy things. I think one of the funniest things I remember about choral music and things happening was I used to tell my kids in the 6th grade, and I still do, to be standing in this exact spot at rehearsal tonight at the actual event. No matter what, you be standing right here at the same spot. And I came into the concert, walked around the stage, the curtain, the risers. To my surprise, there was a 7th grade girl standing in the middle of the 6th grade boys, and she wasn't supposed to be there. And 7th graders are larger than 6th graders, and she stood right there. She had a presence, and both of the boys who were supposed to be standing there had their feet almost entangled with hers and leaning way out because they were standing right where they were supposed to stand. And I'll never forget seeing that look on their faces like, help. And I actually had to ask the young lady to step down, walk down, have a seat on the front row. Your concert is next.
So, do you have any words of wisdom for any future students coming to Willis J. Williams?
Future students, and I got some advice for the ones who are there currently now. How about that? Future students, I would say, first of all, new guy coming in, taking my place, right? And been here 26 years. There's a little bit of a reputation of what you're going to get when you get here, obviously. And now it's the unknown. And that's a lot what happens when people leave me going to junior high. There's a lot of the unknowns. And I don't want them to be afraid of that. I want them to come in and actually look forward to it. So I'm going to go ahead and just say this right now, that the guy that's coming in to replace me, his name is Dakota Cone, Mr. Dakota Cone. Cody is what he goes by. He's funny. He's got a great personality. And what I want to see is the kids accept him. I would love for them to welcome him in with warm arms, and then just bust their butts for him and learn, work hard. Because what I told these kids in the 6th grade this year, and the 7th graders as well, is the 7th graders, they had me for 2 years, or a year and a half, minus Corona, whatever. But the 6th graders only had me for 1 year, and they were upset at first. Well, we'd love to have you again. Well, great. You get to have me 3 more years, not just 1 year or 2 years here at Willie J, and then never again. They had me 1 year here, and they'll have me for 3 years at high school for a total of 4 years. But I want them to work really, really hard for this new guy coming in, Mr. Cone. And then when they get there, we get to do all kinds of things. We get to do some amazing stuff. And what I've been telling them is, hey, let's go see the world together, wherever that may be. And it may be just in the classroom through the music. But no matter what, we're going to have a great time. I look forward to that time. But to the 7th graders, same thing. Don't be afraid of what's happening next year. And that goes for life. Don't worry about what you have ahead of you. Just go into it full throttle. Go into it with an open mind. Go into it with an attitude of, I can do this, and I'm going to be my very best, no matter what. And you'll be surprised. You might surprise yourself to the point where you come out feeling really, really, really good about the whole situation. And that's what it's all about to me, okay? But before I go, I gotta ask you, is that like your sponsorship right there?
Oh yes, we're sponsored by Zap Energy Drink.
Sweet.
It'll knock you out.
Knock you out. All right. I like that.
Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate
Give
you.
it up to Mr. Jimbo Jarvis. Now let's go to Nylah Wood, who will be talking with Miss Plumbly.
Right now, we're on our way to the band room, as you can see, to talk to Miss Emily Plumbly. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Miss Plumbly. I'm the middle school band teacher here at Willie J. Williams. I teach 6th and 7th grade band, and I've been here for the last 2 years.
Thank you for being here with us. So, Miss Plumbly, why exactly did you choose band?
I always knew I wanted to be a teacher from a young age. My mom was a teacher, and so I grew up around kind of teacher life. And when I joined band in 5th grade, I just fell in love with it. And I'd say by 8th grade, I had started to kind of excel and get a little bit more involved with it. And so I was just like, well, that seems like the perfect combination. I can do band and teach at the same time.
What's the first instrument that you played?
Clarinet was my primary instrument. I started on that when I was in 5th grade, and I studied that all the way through college. But in college, I started learning all of my secondary instruments as well.
How many grades of band have you taught?
So I started teaching 10 years ago in Southern Illinois at DuQuoin Middle School. And I taught at a 5th through 8th grade middle school. So I started beginner band in 5th grade and then had 6th, 7th, and 8th grade as well.
Is there a certain reason that you chose Willie J. Williams?
I was looking to make a change. I wanted to leave Illinois. That was kind of my home state, and I wanted to kind of branch out and try something new and challenging. And just decided to start looking in Georgia. And I actually, Miss Savage, the high school band director, put out a Facebook post about looking for a new middle school band director. And I had a friend of a friend of a friend on Facebook who shared the message with me, and I messaged her to ask her about the job, and the rest is history.
Well, have you enjoyed your time here so far?
Absolutely. I have enjoyed my time at Willie J. and in Moultrie. Colquitt County has been extremely welcoming to me. The band students here, I got to work with the high school 50th Regiment. I've gotten a lot of wonderful experiences that I will, keep in my memory for years to come.
Do you know exactly what school you're going to be transferring to?
Yep, I'm going to be going to Whitfield County, Georgia, which is right on the border of Tennessee. It's about 20 miles south of Chattanooga. And I will be teaching at North Whitfield Middle School. It'll be a 6th through 8th grade band that I'll be teaching.
Well, we're really going to miss you.
I'm going to miss everybody here at Willie J. I'm going to miss the band students and the teachers and the faculty and the staff. It was an important part in my journey, but now I'm time to move on to the next part.
Well, thank you for being here with us. On to the next news.
Now let's go to Brandy Tran, who'll be talking with Miss Betsy Jones about her career.
Hi, I am Brandy, and I'm here with Miss Betsy Jones, and we are going to talk about what she does here. What do you do here at Willie J. Williams?
Well, my official title is academic coach with a focus. I support the English and the social studies departments mainly, but Ms. Lamlin and I do a lot of support for teachers all over the school. Mainly we work with teachers, but we also get a chance to work with students sometimes too.
What's your favorite thing about working here at Willie J?
Well, I really like I said before, I work mostly with teachers. I do a lot of trainings, I do a lot of professional development, so I really like working with teachers, but I think some of my highlights have been working with students as well. I've been able to be a part of the Willie J. Williams African Drumming program and work with Miss Groggins and Miss Plumbly and Miss Smith. That's been a highlight. I've also helped with the Tome Literary Society. a couple years ago, we got to go to the Tome Conference, which was a lot of fun. I've been able to work with you guys, with the news team, and that's been a highlight. I think our Christmas special was awesome. I worked with you on your competition piece for the Hope Givers contest. That was really great as well. So I think looking back, I love the teachers. I love working with the staff, but I've really also enjoyed working with the kids when I get a chance.
Why did you choose Willie J?
Well, this opportunity to be an academic coach opened up about 3 years ago. At the time, I was teaching at the high school. I was teaching English and drama. And for about a year or so, I really wanted to be a coach. I really wanted to do more training. I wanted to work with more students outside of my classroom, help out with intervention, help out with literacy skills, writing skills. And so when the coaching position opened at Willie J, I thought this would be a great chance to take my experience from the high school and bring it here to the middle school and work with you guys here.
What do you do with the drumming team?
Well, we started this African drumming group a couple years ago. Miss Smith and Miss Scroggins and I went through a training. We actually did a training for 13 months. And then we started running this group when these students were 6th graders and now they're 7th graders. So the goal of the group is to work together on communication skills, to work on team building skills, but also learn these traditional African drumming rhythms and work with those traditional African drums. We work with the djembe hand drum, and then we also work with those big round bass drums that are called dununs. So the goal is to celebrate that traditional culture, learn the music, learn how to take care of the drums, but also just work together as a team and be better students and better teachers.
How did you get involved with the news team?
Well, I had been seeing you guys do your productions and listening to you on the announcements. And so I kind of reached out to Mr. Moore and told him that, I had experience teaching drama and directing students, and that if anyone needed some kind of speech and elocution lessons, but also if y'all ever needed anything. So he reached out to me when y'all were planning to do the Christmas special and said, that these were some of the ideas, that we wanted to recreate some scenes from favorite movies. And, it was a great chance for me to, my creative brain just kind of went off. So I started collecting costumes and working with students on the script, and we worked on kind of planning out those scenes. And I just had a great time putting those costumes together, doing makeup, helping everybody run their lines and prepare those scenes. That was really fun. And then, more recently, when I learned about that Hope Givers competition, the video competition for students, Mr. Moore and I were talking about that there were so many students in the news team that would probably put together a great video. And so I was really excited to help you put together your Hope Givers video about being on the news team and being a student here. And I was really glad that you were named a semifinalist. So I think congratulations are in order for you too.
Thank you. Where are you going after Willie J. Williams?
Well, I've recently been offered an opportunity to work at a school system outside of Birmingham, Alabama called Clay Chalkville. My husband has been working there and coaching football for the last 2 years. So we've been commuting and living apart. So I have actually an opportunity to work at their middle school and be an instructional coach with their teachers to work on writing instruction and writing skills. But I think I'm also going to get to teach students in the afternoon in a creative writing class. So I'm really excited about being close to my husband and this kind of new adventure at a new school. But I'll certainly miss Willie J and miss my students and my friends and the staff here as well.
Now here's some musical guests, the Willie J. Williams African Drum Team. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you in the fall.